now that we've caught your attention, we are the Five Stooges marketing consultants, and we're bringing you the Nanook Nation Sports Dome as our project. So, as an introduction, we started out with the mission of bringing a large sports facility to Fairbanks. That was the original mission of this project, but we further slimmed down the scope of our project to just bring a sports facility to UAF. And with that, we wanted to find the feasibility of bringing a large sports facility to campus, as well as assessing the customer interest in this project, as well as assessing some of the basic implementation needs to bring this project to fruition. So for the scope of this project, we broke it down into several different pieces. We will first go over market research. We will then go over some basic expenses and revenues of implementing this project. We'll go over some of the places, as far as the 4 P's of marketing, some of the site alternatives for this project and where we think it would best fit. And then development. What will this dome look like? What do we foresee it looking like? What is our logo? And as far as how we present ourselves to the public. And then lastly, we'll go over the products and services offered by this sports facility.
So before we built the dome, we just want to make sure that you're filling with the right stuff. As much as I want to make it one giant ball pit, we need to make sure it's going to be feasible and people want to actually go there. So we made a survey, we passed out with SurveyMonkey, and then we sent out to UF students, plus members of the UF, the Fairbanks community. And the next few slides, I'm going to go over a couple of the bigger questions and survey results that I believe are going to tell us what composed the dome. So the first one was whether or not the SRC was limited in space. Currently, it's a large campus, it's a growing campus, and we have a facility, but it's going to get bigger. We want to know if people were was a deterrent for people to go to the SRC or not. So when we asked, we found that 69% of people agreed that we did need more space, and that only 9% disagreed. So that kind of showed us what we needed, and that there was actually a need for a new dome. Next, we want to make sure if there's enough equipment in the dome or not. We want to make sure that we either need to put a weightlifting facility in the dome, or if we didn't. And when we found out that 41% of people agreed that we did have the right equipment, and 35% were neutral. So that kind of let us know that the dome was going to be based off of weightlifting as much as it's going to be based off sports and cardio. So based off that, we want the SRC currently has a lot of treadmills, it has ellipticals, and it has a 200-meter track. The 200-meter track is concrete and it kind of hurts your knees. So we figured we might as well see if people wanted a 400-meter track with some grass in the middle of it, make it seem like you're outside in the cold winters. We found out that a whopping 80% of people agreed we wanted it, and only 5.5 people disagreed. So we realized that the dome is definitely going to have a track in it, and it was a large reason to build one. So, beyond the track, we want to know if people want to do sports in the UF. Currently we don't have football, we don't have soccer, but that's the big reason because of that, because we never had a place for them to practice. And because UAF, we just increased our athletics fees, so we realized it's really important for us to continue athletics. Bring some new students, brings in the new sports teams, and they all have scholarships, and makes the UAF team look better. We've got the beautiful hockey guys up here. You know, they give us a good name. Anytime I go everywhere, I'm like, yeah, I'm a mining major, I got 4.0. They go, oh, what about your hockey team? I go, I hate those guys. Anyway, that's good. So we asked them if they wanted it. We realized we had 80% disagree, 7.5% disagree. So, cut the things up there. Come on, buddy. So, beyond just athletics, we want to know whether the event hosting is going to be good for UAF. Right now, we have SRC, we have gymnasium, we both have terrible acoustics, and I personally want to hear Theophilus London, and everybody at their full peak. So when we asked, 83% of people agreed that we wanted a better UAF hosting facility, and it would increase student life, and make people want to come to UAF more, increase the students, increase the revenue. So where there's a will, there's a way. And the hardest people to get paid for things are students. We pay for top ramen, we don't even help ourselves out. But if we get 57% of people to agree that they'll be willing to pay for a bigger dome, then we realize there is a need for the facility. Next up.
So we wanted to go over some very basics of implementation. There are some estimated expenses here. We used the financials from a similar Anchorage sports dome, if anyone's familiar with that. They have a $60 per square foot cost. We adjusted that cost for Fairbanks, the construction differences here, as well as the different market that we'll be experiencing here. We're going to have a larger student population, different demographic than what's seen in Anchorage. So our prices, our expenses are going to be slightly different as we're going to formulate the facility a little bit differently. We came up with a total cost of $11.8 million. That's a 13% increase from the, it's around $10 million for the Anchorage Sports Dome. So we figured we were right in the proper ballpark.
When we were looking at the implementation of this sports dome, we also wanted to look at what type of revenues we could expect from something like this. And where we're not able to completely understand exactly how much revenue we'd be able to acquire, we were able to figure out exactly what sort of proportions we'd be looking at and from what different types of services we would have. We would have multiple forms of income from this facility, coming from investment from local companies, product sales, fundraising for the dome from the campus, and grants from the state and other organizations. But the biggest form of revenue that this structure would bring in would be from program services. And that would be sports teams reserving the dome to bring in their teams to practice during the winter, and even visiting teams coming in who want to get just that little extra space that they can to just prepare for a competition. Now, going into this, we originally felt that finding a location just somewhere in Fairbanks, some good location with a lot of space, a lot of room to build a nice facility was all we wanted. But as we thought about it, we realized that UAF is growing at an exponential rate, as been seen in the past couple of years, and especially now with this new construction that's going on with the Duck Ring building. And if you've seen this yellow zone here, they're actually considering putting in a whole new set of dormitories to go up with the new Wood Center complex that they're building. And this is going off of the huge rates and increases that they've had in student population over the past couple of years. So we decided to find a location on campus that would be perfect, that would fit perfectly with the campus, that would be close to everything, and that would just really fit with the whole campus in general. So the first location that we looked at was right here on the SRC lawn. Now, the reason we looked at that one was mainly because of its huge proximity right to the SRC. If you're doing something at the SRC, you can just go over to the dome, and it's right there. But we realized that it was not a good location, because that is actually a very popular place for people visiting campus currently. If you think about it, they already have the ice wall there, and the hill that's used there is very popular for people coming on campus that just want to sled during the winter. So the second location we looked at is Beluga Field. Now, Beluga Field is one of the best locations on campus for a structure such as this, because it's massive. It is already accommodating a full-size soccer field. And if you look at its location, it already has extensive parking in place, which can be extended. And it is very close to the SRC and the Patty Center facilities, and a lot of the dormitories are a short walking distance from it. The other two locations that we looked at were more alternative sites. The first one was located right between the museum and the Reichard Sciences building. This one, it was more due to its central location, because this location is pretty much the center of campus. It's where all the traffic meets, everyone going to and from the research centers, to the dormitories, to the food courts on the lower campus. But we decided against this location due to UAF's current policy of where they plan out ahead of time, maybe where their construction is going to go. And this is one of the locations on campus where they're dedicated to keeping it as it is, because it's already a beautiful location, and it just provides a sense of you're on tree campus. The last location we looked at is up here past the virology building. This location was chosen heavily because it is completely undeveloped. It's expansive as heck. It's just a massive area that could be cleared out, have a very spacious building put up, and have plenty of opportunity to put in a parking that you need for a structure like that. We decided against this location due to the high cost that we would see from clearing and developing that area, as it is completely forested. So our final choice did end up being Beluga Field. As I said before, Beluga Field is a very, very big piece of land that would be perfect for putting in a structure like this. It already has all this parking in place. It has very close proximity to the other facilities that you'd be looking to use on campus. And not only that, but it is located right next to one of the very few entrances to the campus. So we would have that aspect of when visitors are coming onto campus, they would see this expansive and impressive structure to inspire that idea of Nanook pride.
Because we decided to bring the dome to campus, we decided to stay with the Nanook theme. As you can see, this is the logo that we've created for our dome. It stays with the Nanook theme, but it's unique to our building. As for the outside of the building, it's going to look almost exactly like the dome in Anchorage. It's white, and it just looks kind of like a big half-circle balloon. But for the inside, we know that UAF takes pride in being a tree campus. So we figured we would showcase some of UAF's art students and have them paint the inside of the building to look like Alaskan summer and the outside to showcase some of UAF's natural beauty. To really map out the feasibility of this project, we conducted a SWOT analysis which goes over the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a project such as this. Our major strengths is that this is the only indoor track in Alaska. It's bigger than the SRC, it's bigger than the Dipper, and it's going to be a soft track, good for your legs. Another strength is that this meets a major need in the area, where we would be the only place that would offer a track and a turf inside all year round. Major opportunities we saw with our project are that there's a need for space in Fairbanks, not only for athletes, but for events as well. Another opportunity is that, again, this is a huge indoor track that could be used by teams and individuals. One of the biggest opportunities we see is that if UAF does choose to expand their athletics, this would be the perfect venue for them, and it would make it a viable option for us. A major weakness we found was the cost. It is going to be expensive. Student athletics fees would rise, and as Rylan discussed, there are location issues with a facility of this size. The only major real threat we see is that there are lots of rival athletic facilities in the area. But as you can see, we would be the biggest and the best at what we have to offer.
Alright, so for marketing our dome, we broke down our strategy into the 4 P's of marketing: promotion, place, product, and price. Place, which Rylan already covered, is going to be held on the Beluga Field here on campus. Our product, what we have to offer. So going off of Mickey's survey results, we created a needs analysis and got out of that what is most needed for a new sports facility on campus is a 400-meter track and field areas, soccer, CrossFit, baseball, and softball. And our product line simply consists of memberships and day passes. Our memberships would be a $900 annually, $75 per month, with day passes at $7. And we got these prices from a price strategy we made from pre-existing gym facilities. For students, like Mickey mentioned in the survey result, over 50% of them said they would pay an additional fee for a gym membership. So we came up with the price of $80 per semester, as the Student Recreation Center currently charges $70. And since the dome will be larger and have more to offer, we can make the price a little higher. So to successfully promote the dome, we created an integrated marketing strategy. We have the media, advertising, public relations, sales promotion, and non-personal selling. With our media advertising, that's how we'll initially get the word of the dome out to the public. We'll have TV advertisements, radio advertisements, and flyers and brochures. And public relations, you can almost guarantee that the dome is going to be covered in the Fairbanks Daily News, Viner, and local radio stations. For our sales promotions, we'll have events, coupons, and special offers. And for the initial opening of it, we'll have a opening day, and that will be free to the public, and it will be able to come in and check out the dome for yourself, and we'll have memberships offered there. We'll offer coupons and like refer your friend, get 50% off, get a free day pass, things such as that. The memberships and our products will mostly be sold through non-personal selling, as you can go to the website that we will have, where an application for the membership will be, and getting the day passes over the counter at the actual dome. And that concludes the integrated marketing strategy.
So in conclusion, we have shown that there are a percentage of interested persons in this project. We have shown that this is needed. We've also shown the basics on implementation. And then lastly, I would like to talk about the cost of this building. A similar gym facility costs about $110 to $120 per square foot. We're only talking $68, nearly having that price. This is a very effective use of the money. We've gone over some of these basic implementations. Further study would be needed, but we feel like this